Throughout history, the human moustache has come in many different shapes and forms, both for better and for worse. Despite an upsurge in popularity during the 1980s, the once stoic symbol of manliness tragically became a joke, and the babyface 90s stripped man of both masculinity and facial hair. But in 2003, a group of pioneering men discovered a loophole. The ruse is simple. By supporting men's health and specifically raising cash money for prostate cancer and depression, men are allowed to grow a crumb catcher for 1 month a year, and there's not a goddamn thing anyone can do about it. Now what began as a sneaky way for men to grow a mo has accidentally turned into a multi-million-dollar global fundraiser and a competition of epic proportions. For some, it's November, but for real men, it's Movember.
Every year for 30 days, men put their pride on the line and take part in the ultimate contest. For some, the challenge may seem impossible, but for those who carry a precious gene handed down by their forefathers, it's a simple task. 30 days, 720 hours, 43,200 minutes to grow a mo. And not just any mo, a mo to be proud of, a mo that stands out amongst the crowd and boldly proclaims, "Hello, world, here I am, gawk in admiration at the best mo in town." Because mows don't grow on trees, they grow on the faces of men. Men like these. 5 men who will compete against each other to grow, trim and wax their way into New Zealand history. For some it's personal, for others it's an obsession. For everyone, it's a matter of honour. It's moustache season. Welcome to Movember. May the best mo win.
Deep in the heart of Auckland, on the eve of moustache season, a semi-naked facial hair enthusiast has somehow managed not to get himself arrested for indecent wackiness.
I am Tomo. I am a 33-year-old male from the Manawatu region. Man of Movember, 2010, 2009 Auckland, 2008 Auckland, 2008 International Man of Movember. Basically, New Zealand's Man of Movember.
Not long ago, Tomo was just your average clothes-wearing, non-pool-playing closet eccentric. But the arrival of Movember has unleashed the subversive hairy beast within.
The depth, you need to get it so the bottom hairs are slightly shorter and the ones overhanging are pushed out almost so they get that curve on.
Now Tomo has garnered a reputation among fellow facial hair fanatics as the man to beat, and his hunger for gaining attention shows no signs of slowing down.
Gaining a following through my activities which draw attention, as outlandish as they may be, they actually work.
But it was last year's win that brought Tomo the most attention, after soundly defeating former Wellington Man of Movember Jeremy Coxie Cox in last year's controversial competition.
Went to Wellington last year, first attempt, and dethroned their reigning champion of 2 consecutive Man of Movember titles and stole it for myself. So I'm entitled to wear my sash prior to winning the next one.
Just so you know, you're also entitled to a pair of pants. Tomo's confident about retaining his sash, but he'd be a fool to write off Coxie so soon. A seasoned mo groomer keen to get back his Wellington Man of Movember title, Coxie compliments his fertile face by indulging in his love of leathery balls.
I currently reside the Waru Street Executive Manpad here in Kandala in Wellington. For the Rugby World Cup, we constructed a 6-couch, 3-tier grandstand capable of seating 16 to 18 people, where we sat and watched and celebrated the All Blacks' victory in the Rugby World Cup final. I'm a massive sports fan. Very passionate about my football. We made this video. It's a bit of a parody. We made it in support of the All Whites when they went to South Africa for the World Cup.
Where on earth are you from? We're from New Zealand. Where you...
Yeah, it went viral. It's got about 5,000 hits on YouTube. So it's all just part of the humorous side of Coxie. I get pretty dark, rapid growth by the first week, so imagine 2-3 weeks in. People often question that it's actually a moustache. They say it's a beard. It's within the rules. It's Movember. Bulk is best. Keen to get my title back this year.
Don't worry, Coxie. Some contestants have been struggling for 6 years for Movember glory. Metal sculpture artist Aaron is desperately hoping that this year his follicles don't let him down again.
Hi, I'm Aaron McConkey. I'm 31. I'm a 6-year Mobro veteran.
As well as producing the most manly kind of artwork possible, Aaron is the co-founder of the Great Auckland Mo Hunt, just one of many Movember fundraising activities promoting men's health.
just a great way to raise a bit of cash and also get more people involved in a positive way. Not just about shelling out money, it's about getting people to understand that men's health is super important. You know, if we didn't have men, then, you know, light bulbs wouldn't get fixed and stoves wouldn't get moved.
Good on you, Aaron. You'll need nerves of steel to take on the competition this year, especially after the arrival of Movember's newest contestant. In Taranaki, walking testosterone factory Jesse is after a prize-winning trophy.
You gotta know what you're doing with your rifle out there. I'm from Taranaki, love my hunting and fishing, so I'm pretty lucky to be living here. You've got to have good gear, you've got to be familiar with your gear. Once you become comfortable with your own rifle and gear, then you feel a lot better about it. Deer have got amazing senses, unlike anything that we've got. So you have to be aware of that. The more you do it, the more experience you get.
Jesse has a long family history of facial hair farming, so he's definitely in the running to take out this year's big Movember win.
My father and my uncles all had pretty awesome moustaches back in the day. They all wore theirs for probably 30, 40 years. I was blessed enough to inherit it. This is my first year in Movember, and I'm going to give it a good crack with this mow. It's a dirty mow.
After slugging it out at the North Island heats, these mow bros still have Richard to contend with.
So this year, the goal is to grow the dirtiest mow I can possibly grow, so people do pay attention and look at it and hopefully ask me what it's about.
New Zealand's Man of Movember is to be crowned in Richard's hometown. And out of all the contestants, he's the only one that managed to get town officials to actually change their town's name. So there are the boys. Now here are the rules. Begin with a clean-shaven face. Grow and groom a mow for the entire month. Mows must not connect to sideburns. That's a beard. And finally, handlebars must not connect to the chin. That's a goatee. And you look like a cock. All that remains now is the final shave, and Tomo gains the advantage by clearing the field within a razor's edge of the ref's whistle.
Being a title holder, I suppose there's a bit of prestige involved. Main reason I come in at midnight is to maximise the amount of time I get to grow my moustache. It's highly competitive and we want to look as good as possible, so I use everything. I'll take my zinc tablets, I dry shave on the midnight, get the maximum length, the best mow possible for the month. After the midnight shave, of course, go and get the paper from the dairy and get a photograph with that paper. Then there's no doubting, no question. No one's going to come to me at the end of the month and say, hey, there's way too much hair there. You know, you can't have grown that. I said, buddy, there's your proof.
Aaron grimly surveys Moman's land.
First shave is critical. If you don't get it just right, you've cut yourself short already. It's looking like it's going to be just maybe thin.
Back at the farm, Jesse gets up early to clear the paddock.
Alright.
And in Timaru, Richard carefully rolls the pitch. But all eyes are on Coxie and his face-off with Tomo. Does he have what it takes to earn back his title?
Last year, 2010, was beaten by a man dressed as Wolverine. He looked the part, great character, great moustache. At the time, I didn't think it bothered me, but ever since, it's been nearly 12 months. Yeah, it's been burning away. There's a desire to get back there and win. I want to get my title back.
These 5 keen men are willing to go to any lengths to grow the noblest nose nest and to take the coveted position of New Zealand's Man of Movember. Game on. It's Movember, the one month of the year when anyone can grow any make of moustache they so desire without the fear of being made a registered sex offender. We're just one day in and our 5 main contestants have barely begun to sprout. But that hasn't stopped Major Movember maven Tomo from getting the party started.
Thank you for coming along, gentlemen. You'll know why we're here. It is Movember. We're here because we are the best. So to break it down, we have got the elite will be targeting the North Shore. We'll also be on call if you find anything that's a bit out of your league in another region. The main thing is to hit these areas of high concentration facial exposure. Basically, we want absolute 100% saturation. So that's the plan. All right, thank you, gentlemen, for coming along this evening. It is officially Movember time. Thank you for growing alongside with me. Let's get out there and get into it.
And just because we went out the next day and shot a bunch of billboards doesn't mean Tomo and the Mo Bandits had anything to do with it. Anyway, moving right along to day 8 in the opposite end of the country, the fuzzy face of Timaru is starting to show promise.
So the mo's slowly starting to fill out. It kind of does look like a bit of a used car salesman right now. Hopefully it'll fill out a little bit more, but yeah, it's starting to prick me in the mouth and all those little things that is really annoying about a mow, but you know, within a week I'll be attached to it, so let's hope for some growth.
Even the ladies in Timaru grow mows, and some don't even have to wait till they hit their mid-40s.
It's really cool to see everybody else just jump a part of it without having to ask. They've all just sort of said, let's just do our bit, and something that started off with sort of 3 or 4 mates is getting carried away. The community just jumped behind it, and my sisters all sort of jumped behind and said, let's do our bit, and go from there.
So far, Timaru's easily showing the most Movember mayhem, and now half the town turns up to take part in the Undie 700.
This morning is the Undie 700s. This is the biggest event that we do this month. This is 15, 16 riders riding 550 Ks to Nelson on 50cc scooters.
He's been instrumental in pushing all of us along and getting us together to fundraise here in Timaru, or Team Oru as we like to call it.
We hope to get to Springs Junction by tonight and then Nelson by tomorrow night, so it's probably 20 hours riding.
With the South Island doing what it does best, minus a burning couch or two, we headed back up the country to check on Aaron. At day 12, his mow seems to be refusing to fully reveal itself. Maybe that's why he's organised a mow hunt.
Oh, I'm a relatively hairy guy. I'm not particularly dark, you know, when it comes to hair, so it's getting in there. I mean, this is just sort of the bulk growth at the moment. You know, it's laying the groundwork.
3, 2, 1.
The Great Auckland Mow Hunt's about raising awareness. We do raise a bit of money for Movember, but you know, there's a lot of things that, as Kiwi males and stuff, we sort of ignore, and our health is one of them.
But down country, Jesse need hunt no further than right under his nose. Halfway through Movember, and our Taranaki wildcard is already sporting a terrifying tash.
My mow's going well. I'm pretty pleased with it. 2 weeks into it, it's starting to look good. It was looking a bit dirty for the first week or so, but it's starting to join up in all the right places, so I can't wait to do the month, actually, see what I can come up with. I went big to start off with, and I'm slowly sculpting it smaller, but I think I'm just about there now. I'll try and keep this one, just as long as I don't nick it. If you nick it, you sort of have to start again and go for a different style, so steady hand. Gotta have a steady hand. I used to work in Western Australia with a bunch of guys, and we'd go out bush for sort of a month or so at a time. I think that was a good training ground for it. We all used to have beards. No one needed to shave out there, really. Kept the flies off as well.
He could always grow a moustache or a beard better than like, his older brother, and I think that, you know, caused a little bit of conflict in the family sometimes.
Day 16, and in Wellington, Coxie's laying the groundwork for what he hopes to be an award-winning mow.
Some really cool little styly ferns. I'm a little bit unshaven at the moment, but yeah, we're gonna have some nice ferns coming down and going up. And Longy's even talking about taking my sideys out and growing it right up and as close as he can past my ear. So yeah, this year already, it's $1,600 moustache in funds raised, just over halfway through the month. Had some really great, generous donations. My dad has dropped a couple of $100 on there, which I'm hugely appreciative of, but he appreciates everything that I'm doing for the cause.
Coxie loves nothing more than gabbing about his grooming, but there's a very serious reason behind his manic manscapery.
Yeah, catching up with the old fella.
That's where they come from here into there.
I went to see my local GP, roll on your side, finger up the bum. He came back, said, you've got prostate cancer, pretty well advanced. You've only got one option, which is a total prostatectomy, which removed the whole prostate. I said, what's the downsides of that? And he said, 100% impotent and 100% incontinent. I said, well, I don't fancy either of those.
Yeah, my dad, otherwise known as Big Howie, he's a top man, was absolutely devastated with the news that he had cancer and could have been taken away from me.
Big Howie opted for an experimental treatment which has managed to keep the cancer at bay. Now Coxie's off on an important date of his own. Will Tomo's mow be able to outgrow Coxie's concoction? Will they both be overgrown by Jesse's rampant face gorse? Will Richard make it back from the Undie 700? And will Aaron find any kind of mow at all in the Great Auckland Mow Hunt? All will be revealed after the break. New Zealand's gone moustache mad for 30 days trying to raise money and awareness for men's health. Hundreds of blokes are bushying up their bristles, but there's a fantastic 5 who are attempting to take face fur beyond simple lip service. Just over halfway through the competition, reigning champion Tomo is taking his moustache for a cruise, admiring the handiwork of the mysterious Mow Bandits.
As regional manager, I'm travelling around a lot, and it's a long road between here, Palmerston North and Wellington, but seen a lot of billboards all the way, and pretty much all of them have got moustaches on them, so it's a sight to behold. Love it.
The road ahead looks great for Tomo, but how's he feeling about his mow grow with just 13 days to go?
I'm quite happy with my coverage. The mow's substantial. I've got to clean it up again today. It's just this is from yesterday. It's a regular occurrence. I've got to get rid of all the excess as it stands out more. A few Yeah? No, see, I'd disagree with that.
Tomo may be happy with his face foliage, but with a wife and 2 kids, he's not the only one who has to live with the hungry caterpillar on his face.
Yeah, the family's, I suppose it's, if I was to take votes, I'd say some of them are for, some are for against. I like to think that Emerson, my youngest, being the one of 2 boys, is the youngest. He's 6 months old. He can't say no to the mow, and he laughs when I scratch his face with it. So I take that as a positive reinforcement. I haven't really been anywhere near my missus this month, so I don't know if that's different for this month than to any other, but yeah, she's definitely a little bit more distant from me with a moustache. I know she's not hugely grateful for it. She's tolerant, let's say that. She is very tolerant. And the young fella, when you try and tickle him with it, he doesn't like it. The mow wins and it stays. But end of the month, it's gone pretty quick. So all parties appear to be happier after that.
Being married to a moustache is a big ask, but being married to a moustache with an agenda can take over more than just your upper lip.
Tomo is very competitive, and when he sets his mind to something, he can be overly enthusiastic about it.
Thanks, love. It's great to know you're right behind Tomo's face minge. Day 20 of the competition, and at the bottom of the North Island, former Wellington champ Jeremy Cox shows no sign of flinching. Even as a registered health professional gets to grips with Coxie's coccyx.
So what I'm going to do is just introduce a finger into your back passage.
Think about sports. You're at the World Cup final. The World Cup final!
If you pick it up early enough, there are treatments to save you and eradicate and eliminate it. But there's that manly machoism that she'll be right or I'll be right, and don't go to the doctor, don't get a test, don't talk to anybody about it. You're endangering your health.
I'm feeling both lobes of the prostate, just making sure that they're relatively the same size.
Okay.
And that's not painful.
No.
And that's done, and it's a normal prostate.
There you go, guys, it's as easy as that. And you don't even have to do it on camera. Still, though, we won't blame you if you feel like treating yourself to a strong shandy afterwards. And Coxie's missus doesn't mind celebrating the good news either.
Going out with Jeremy can be interesting because his mow can't be missed. It's very big and dark and hairy. He often gets approached about it. In fact, it's a real conversation starter. Wherever we go, he gets asked about it, which he loves because he loves to talk.
In fact, Movember seems to be Coxie's main month for major mow mojo.
Believe it or not, I actually like Movember. I love it when he grows a moustache, and I've actually said to him that I'd be happy for him to keep it if he wanted to. A lot of women find it a little grotesque or a little ugly, but I don't mind it. I like Jeremy with a bit of facial hair.
I think we better leave you guys alone for a bit. So we'll pay a visit to Aaron and see how his moustache is coming along 22 days in. Like a lot of artists, he seems to be concentrating less on his personal grooming and more on,
I've got a bit of a one-day art installation happening. I started down here at 7 in the morning, and then I'll be down here until 8 o'clock tonight, stenciling 670 pairs of men's footprints into QE2 Square, just to sort of symbolise the number of Kiwi males that are likely to lose their lives this year to prostate cancer. No sale. Sorry. It's okay. I've made some little signs up in there, just explaining the artwork and what it's about, and about Movember and about prostate cancer and, you know, the plight of men. But people still seem to keep coming up and picking up the shoes, and thinking this is a bit of a flea market.
That's actually a great work of art, Aaron. But what about your moustache? A 5-year-old could have done better.
Well, I've gone for a bit of a striking look, I guess. Going for the pencil, you know, going for a bit of sleaze factor. I know the judges probably are more looking for a mass than anything else, but it's been a bit of hard work, that's for sure. Trying to keep it consistent and not overshave. Yeah, I'm hoping the pencil mow is going to be competitive. It's not the biggest mow in the world, but hopefully, you know, just attention to detail will win out on the day.
You can't say Aaron's not fully behind the Movember cause, but his unfinished masterpiece may not be enough. Tomo, on the other hand, is finally showing the gameplay that's made him a Movember legend. And like hundreds of women before him, it all starts in the salon.
Going into the gala party, I need this to be part of my costume, so it's going to be red. And to do that, I'm going to need to peroxide it first to get it all the same colour, because I've got some greys in there, I've got some gingers, I've got some browns, and the whole thing's going to be red like a fire engine. I don't want to give too much away, but I've managed to find a way to link it to my costume by being an apple. I need to have a stalk on it maybe with a leaf, so everyone knows it's an apple with a leaf. It's all happening. He's mixing up the bleach. Once that goes on, there's no turning back.
The quality of the mow is key to taking out Movember, but this is a moustache with a checkered past.
After winning 3 in a row in Auckland, I thought it'd best be time to head down the line, waltz into the gala at Coxie's backyard, and sort of rained on his parade a little bit. Stole his thunder and snatched the title off him after he'd just done 2 years in a row. If he wants to take the cake again, if he wants another piece of that pie, he's going to have to make considerable effort. There's only one day, you've got to perform on that day, and you've got to have done everything in the build-up to get there. So yeah, Coxie's a threat. He's a dangerous man.
Meanwhile, in the Naki,
I'm looking for something to suit the moustache. Sort of maybe a little bit old school, country gentleman.
Oh, sort of tweeds, you know, 3-piece suit.
Just something old that maybe would have suited the mow in the day. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice.
It doesn't really go with what you've got, but
yeah, it fits pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's another way to go. I could go around a hat like this. What about, look, I mean, that would be quite nice. That's not too heavy.
It is nice. I think it's really important to have the right costume to go with your moustache. I expect to see a lot of Magnum PIs. I'm going for, I think this is an old moustache, so I'm going for an older costume. I'm going for the Sherlock Holmes. I think they complement each other. I'm really pleased with my mow. It's 3 weeks in. I think it probably takes about 5 weeks to get the full cover, but I'll make do with the 4 weeks. I would like to win this. Yeah. I'd like to take it out.
I don't remember Sherlock Holmes swinging around an axe and wearing a neck python, but with Jesse now well and truly on the case, it's anyone's guess who the man of Movember will turn out to be. As we enter the home stretch, will Jesse's mighty Merv hit Tomo's outrageous apple for a 6? Will the silver-ferned Coxie prevail after taking 1 for the team? Will Aaron's pencil-thin pencil mow push him across the line? Is Richard still riding that shitty scooter? All will be revealed on Movember. After the best part of a month growing a mow, time is up. Tonight is the Auckland final, which means in 4 hours' time, Tomo, Aaron and Jesse will be facing off for the title of Best Facial Freakout. North Shore, Auckland. Tomo's giving the old soup strainer one last trim and hoping his nerves don't ruin his mowing progress.
What tends to happen is you creep out, like you get slightly out and you go, oh, I've got it even, and then you adjust, and you counter, and it just gets out of control. There's no pulling back. Once you've gone to a certain point, you may as well just chop all this off, go for a handlebar and look like a dick. Jesus. A little bit disappointed with the colour. It's more orange than red.
Fortunately, Tomo's not the only one in his family to be blessed with facial hair. Tomo's brother John has been supporting Movember for almost as long as Tomo has. But even he's shocked at the attire his younger sibling has chosen.
The hell is that?
It's my outfit, you meat. Haven't you seen it yet?
No.
It's the leaf.
Have you had your balls on there?
No. They go in the sock.
Instead of your underwire bra, you've got an underwire gooch.
Some people are looking and go, it's just a moustache competition, it's fancy dress competition, you know, what's at stake? You've got people there that expect a lot from me, so there's a lot of pressure to come up with something good. I'm I hope this is. And also I'm naked, so yeah, I'm nervous. The nerves are up there with the thought that also there could be a complete blindside. Some newbie off the street comes swooping in, snatches some thunder. I've done it to others. You get a few farmers in there that show up out of nowhere with some substantial moustaches.
And Tomo may not be far off the mark. Such a fellow rode into town at dawn.
Ooh, the final shave is really important. I have had comments on my mow. Some lady told me today that it's the ugliest month of the year in New Zealand. I definitely think I've got an award-winning mow. I'm sure Sherlock Holmes had a big moustache like this himself at one stage. It's a pretty fun month actually, and it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger. I've heard there's a skinhead September starting up next year.
Jesse might not be fresh-faced, but he is fresh meat in this competition, and there's still a chance he might get pounded. But probably not by Aaron, whose chosen mow style may be a little off the mow money.
I've chosen a particularly difficult style to finish off with. I'm just trying to go as thin and as sleazy as I can, but still be concise in my mow selection, and I think it's coming out all right. I might have an award-winning mow. I don't know. Maybe the sleaziest.
Dressed as a drug dealer, Aaron's certain to attract the attention of tonight's celebrity judges. But will he be able to win any points? The 6th annual Auckland Movember Gala is being held at downtown bar Fort Street Union. Hundreds of Mo brothers and Mo sisters are in attendance, and organiser Robert is high on hair.
It's all about celebrating the growth, because it can be bloody hard work. You get a couple of weeks in, the missus gets angry, it becomes a bit of a hard slog, so that's why we like to have something to acknowledge the efforts, because it's not easy growing a mow. There's so many people out there who cut it off after a week.
Well, we've made it. It's a bit of a culmination of a fierce growing marathon, but we'll see how it goes tonight, and hopefully the judges are kind and the audience is kinder.
It's game on. Haven't been inside yet, but I've already seen some pretty cool mows outside, so I'm pretty excited about going in.
There's dozens of manly men sporting upper lip locks of all varieties. But while Aaron and Jesse have sniffed out their positions, there's still no sign of Tomo.
We just arrived and Tomo, the main attraction, is hiding over in the car in the car park. He wants us to go through and scope the place out first and give him some inside information on the competition.
The calibre of mows in this room is nothing short of overwhelming. But what's Freddie Mercury fan and Movember judge Jay Reeve looking for?
There's a lot of facial decoration, and then there's a lot of guys that have just pushed really hard and sprouted what can only be described as the rural Maori 12-year-old moustache. 3 things I'm looking for tonight as a judge would have to be, first and foremost, the swagger in which a man carries the moustache. Secondly, the costume that it comes with the moustache, and the persona.
With the recce complete, Agent Double Mo 7 retrieves Tomo from the dodgy park across the road and escorts him to the gala event.
We're here now, we're doing it. I've got no clothes on, who gives a shit?
The gapes and gawps from passers-by and competitors alike shows that Tomo's mow is speaking for itself. Meanwhile, in a shadier part of the bar, local dealer Aaron is too busy macking on the ladies to notice the night's competition has just got hairy. Only 8 men out of over 200 entries will be selected as finalists. The oddly hairless celebrity bacon ambassador Lee Hart will have the final say.
It's very hard to judge mow. You probably know this if you've done your research. I mean, there's so much that goes into mow. I had a pretty good one today at about 4:30, but being a judge, I chose to shave it off. When I'm looking at a mow, I want to see it for what it is as their mow. I don't want to see bits of my mow coming into my eye line, if you like, and am I thinking, is this part of my mow, is that their mow?
I've been nominated for the ultimate mow. Pretty stoked about that. I think I definitely got the nomination because it is classic. I haven't done anything too much with it.
The next man to attract the judges' attention is none other than sculpted sculptor Aaron.
I had a close encounter with Lee. It was good. It was a bit harsh, but fair, I think. And I'm not going for the biggest mow, so Lee was definitely looking for symmetry and uniformity in the mow, and I think I can give that to him.
But after 6 years of trying and a month of careful cultivation, Aaron's bristly snowplow has failed to get a nomination. While Lee heads off in search of a real bush, there's one mow bro who's getting a wee bit lonely.
Oh, they're handing out tickets left, right and centre. What have you got? Oh, nice.
After nearly 8 minutes of standing around, Tomo's starting to get a little bit nervous.
I haven't been noticed. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Normally it's quite easy, but it's getting late in the piece. Judging soon. It's about carpets here, so... Ultimate mode, they like the apple. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's huge. I've never had an ultimate before. I've had character, I've had Mo Mo Sister, never an ultimate. That's saying a lot about the Mo, that's crucial.
With Jesse and Tomo's facial fuzz both acknowledged by the judges, the competition is heating up.
Tomo was awesome. I met that guy earlier on in the night. He's just fully into it.
His is thick. Yeah, he's got density. He hasn't got colour. He's a good man.
But before the night's big award, there's a number of little awards handed out to make people feel better about looking like a dick all month.
And the winner of the 2011 Movember Lamo is Cable Guy.
Best Mo couple for the duo with the best Mo between them.
The Mohicans.
There we go, Mohicans.
Miss Movember for the lady with the best Mo.
Miss Movember goes to Julie Fraggle.
But in the end, it's only one award that matters, the Auckland Man of Movember.
With which man is brave enough to step on up?
We got Han Molo.
At first look, Han Molo may look like a slightly chubbier Craig David. But when the wig comes off, it's clear he's got his razors set to stun. Sporting a Mo shaped like the M of the Movember logo, M for Movember has a Mo to be reckoned with. Thick, dark and bushy, and with a touch of swarthy sex appeal.
Okay, next up.
Sherlock Momes.
Sherlock Momes.
Jesse's humble country demeanour has given way to the bold personality of his stunning Mo, and the crowd seem to be lapping it up.
Rub-a-dub. Love it. Oh, throw to a fan. Oh.
The nominees are rounded out by Franz Mosif, Movember Merv, Ringmaster Mo, and...
Hands together, it's Steve.
Until finally, Tomo gets his moment.
Tell us who you are tonight.
Adam, first man, first Mo, first moustache in human existence.
Brilliant, Adam. Take a walk, never know, you might find your Eve.
With 8 moustaches on the line, the crowd are asked to choose their favourite Mo with the biggest cheer.
Sherlock Momes, make some noise.
Han Molo.
Adam.
And the winner is... Adam!
Mr. Movember 2011, first man on earth, Adam.
The triumphant 2011 Auckland Man of Movember is the reigning champ Tomo. Along with a meat pack, Tomo wins a place in history, a place in our hearts, and a place in the national final.
I'm feeling very well. Elation, just jubilous. It's I don't even know, I can't even make up words to make it sound good.
Best man definitely won on the night. He was awesome. Deserved to win, but I loved it. It was fun up there. It was real fun. I'm buzzing, actually. It was great.
But there's one man who was the biggest winner of the day. He's been a good sport, done it for all the right reasons, and will never let anyone hold a good Mo down.
We'll all come back again, you know, it'll be 11 months and we'll be back into it, clean shaven and having a good go.
Aaron and Jesse are now out of the competition, but for Tomo, things are only just heating up. After the break, he'll face off against his oldest foe and biggest threat, the silver-ferned fox, Jeremy Coxie Cox, to attempt to hold on to his Wellington title and compete to be crowned the first ever New Zealand Man of Movember. The month of Movember is drawing to a close. Tomo has fought off sustained efforts from metal sculptor Aaron and Taranaki huntsman Jesse to retain his title as Auckland Man of Movember. Now, with the taste of glory still lingering on his upper lip, he's aiming at taking out the national title in Timaru, but not before he's defended his Wellington win from last year.
Sorry, brother, I made your ferns disappear. We're back to square one. they grew out. It was like, "Argh."
Kicking back in a men's salon, Tomo's nemesis Coxie is giving his patriotic push broom one last going over. If Coxie's feeling nervous, he's hiding it well. Tomo, on the other hand, is in a last-minute rush.
Just landed. Still a little bit stressed. The traffic's a bit slow for my liking. I've got to get to the CBD now.
Still showing no signs of pre-match tension, Coxie's sounding confident.
I'm just keen to get amongst it, get up there. I've raised more money than I've ever raised. It's a $2,300 moustache at the moment. He's hoping that we take out the victory.
It's his home turf. He's got home ground advantage, and you see what difference it makes. I've seen some prelim photos. Looks like he's kept with the whole patriotic New Zealand thing. Solid, good idea.
No sign of Tomo yet. Heard that he rocked up in Auckland and through a bit of late campaigning, he cleaned up.
And suddenly, it's all on.
Is that Tomo? Outstanding. Tomo, I salute you, mate.
Evening, folks. Mate, sensational. How are you?
Well,
look at
good,
that.
mate.
That is stunning.
It's all right,
Look at the density of that
Hey,
thing.
look at you. Take it to another level, mate. Take it to another level.
Having met properly for the first time, and after sizing each other up, it's time for the two titans of tea strainers to put their moustache where their mouth is. Wellington is the second biggest congregation of Mo brothers and Mo sisters in the country, and is the home of Hollywood Down Under. That means only the biggest celebrity judges.
Colour, thickness, style. My main task tonight is the ultimate Mo, and the quality of Mo's in there is quite extraordinary.
With both Coxie and Tomo in the final, it's all on. And after one last dance-off, it's time for a dramatic X Factor style announcement from the judges.
Movember 2011 for Wellington is going to be...
We're going for... Coxie.
Obviously gutted. The better man won on the day. Full credit to the man, Coxie. He's got a substantial hair growth.
Whoop, whoop. Can I get a sniff of victory? Oh, that sweet smell. It's good to have the title back. Raised the profile, had a needle in my arm and a finger on my bum. What more do you need? I don't know. It's the complete package.
I reckon, I don't know, I still fancy my chances as a New Zealand champ.
While Tomo sets his sights on the national title, it's the end of the road for Coxie. The final's on Saturday. Fight for Life's on that night, and he's not missing that shit for anything. Touching down in Timaru in a fancy plane like the Aucklander he is, Tomo's sporting a new haircut, which he's hoping will help him win over the stony hearts of the parochial southerners.
Not too many people like everyone north of the Bomb Base, but I mean, I'm from Palmerston North, so really I'm not a Jaffa at all. This is going to be the climax, I suppose. For me, being involved for the last 4 years at such a competitive level, it's a big night. Obviously, they're going to elect their Man of Movember this evening, and that's someone who I'm actually going to come up against on a national scale.
Timaru's main man of the Mo, Richard, is gearing up for the big night, safe in the knowledge he has support from everyone in town.
This is the reason I do Movember. This is a tattoo for my twin brother, who passed away, forever beside me. My twin brother was a tradesman. He was all very tough and gruff and wouldn't ask for help, and I think the key with Movember is teaching people that you can ask for help and that help is available. It's just, we don't talk about it. We don't discuss depression at all and suicides. I don't want any family to go through what I had to go through with my brother, and if me telling my story will help those guys ask for help, my job is done, and my brother's death was a lesson for people.
What's that?
Oh, I see shit like this all the time at Timaru. It's on. We're heading in.
Yeah! Yeah, you did!
Eyes up here, buddy. Come on.
It's like a car crash.
Movember has been an outrageous success in Timaru, with the wonderful wizard of Schnoz Bede conjuring up the winning title of Regional Man of Movember.
Here's our man from Timaru.
And earning a place against Tomo in the national final. The Timaru teams have doubled their $10,000 target, and team leader Richard couldn't be prouder of his fine felt-faced friends.
Thanks guys, thanks everyone for turning up. It's been a crazy month, and I just thank you guys for supporting what we've done, and between all of us we've done $20,000, so thank you guys.
While Richard has grown the profits and profile of the Timaru teams, he didn't fare quite as well with the growing of his mo.
It's quite fun just being out there with the boys and getting dressed up and having some fun with it. Movember's been an amazing month, and it's great to finish this up on a high.
With the national final about to kick off, Tomo has nothing but respect for his new adversary.
He's got quite a style, I mean, there's a lot of effort there, and to shape that in, it's quite even. He's a hairy man. He's got a huge advantage over a lot of us fellows. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
But can Magic Man Bede weave his whiskery wizardry one more time to take down Tomo?
Timaru, are you ready for it?
Mate, if the winner of Auckland would like to come up and just make yourself present.
Just for Leslie.
The winner from Christchurch then would like to come up. Well done, mate. The Wellington winner has defaulted, so we now have to bring up the man of Timaru, if you could come up as well. It's very, very hard to judge who's going to be the winner, so I think we're going to bring them up in front and go straight on crowd noise factor.
First up is Bede, enchanting the crowd with an ancient leprechaun jig. Unintimidated by Bede's southern sorcery, Tomo breaks out a groovy 70s style strut. While Glenn goes freestyle with this weird dad dance. Before burying his Movember entry in his wife's tits. And after one last dance, it's time for 50 drunk farmers from Timaru to decide the first ever New Zealand Man of Movember.
Round of applause for this man, here we go. A little bit of noise for contestant number 2. Give it up for our man from Timaru. Yeah, no, I think going on the reactions tonight, and the effort that's been put in and the growth, I think we're going to have to go for the magician. We have a national champion, everyone.
In a shock decision, the South Island's newest wizard Bede has magicked away the national title. Abracadabra.
I'm not shocked. I mean, I suppose I thought it would be tough coming into a strange town, and especially under the Auckland umbrella. South of the Bombay, pretty much everyone unites against Auckland, so if they're going to pick someone to represent them, they'll go, that's a huge effort, but crowds pick their winner, and I can go put some pants on and have a shave.
Man of Movember New Zealand, it's unbelievable. Still doesn't really seem real that in the whole of New Zealand there have been some outstanding people that have raised some fantastic stuff. Man of Movember New Zealand, it's just a label for all of the guys out there that are putting in the effort to raise the money, and it's awesome.
Tomo may not have won, but he's still the apple in the eye of his new local fans.
Oh, you need to come in there and cheer, I didn't win.
Oh, why not? What did he have that you haven't got? Come on.
He had a magician's hat and some clothes.
Oh, and some clothes?
I think they found me offensive.
Oh, well, I don't.
Thank you for your
I wish you
moral
had
support.
won.
In the end, our 5 Mo Bros and their supporters contributed over $30,000 towards the greatest ever New Zealand Mo total of $1.3 million, all contributing to a worldwide total of $137 million and counting. Love them or loathe them, no one can argue that ain't a bad result for a bunch of hairy mofos.
I mean, it's not the award-winning mo for the evening, so there's no point promenading around. I mean, I'm happy with my 5 titles, but I don't need this one anymore. I've promised my missus if I win 5, which I've done, I'll be a supporter rather than a leader. I will miss the whole thing, like, at this level.
You shouldn't stick shit into your face. It was supposed to go into the hair only and I could trim behind. That was the theory. Oh, that one pulled out. I hope that future Mobros take note. If you want to win 5 in a row, this is what it takes. Oh, that one pulled out.